Go to the Four Monkeys real quick. Fun than we do. Keep sweet from the outsiders. No, sorry, I failed that question. My name's Jacob Zakrzewski. I actually come from Arkansas in the United States of America. I happened to live in Dublin, Ireland before here, where I did a first master's before coming to TBS Education and doing another master's. I used to actually work in the animal field, so I was a zookeeper before actually coming here. And then I changed my profession to be what I currently am now, which is working in data analysis, and more specifically, I currently work as a financial analyst. Been a student for basically all of my life until recently. I would say there were many differences as opposed to, say, doing studies in the USA. I did have a small taste of European style study, as I mentioned a second ago, from Dublin, Ireland. I would say that it gives more, it opens up your horizon to having more places where you can find work. It lets you have more diverse friend groups and colleagues, such as things like this. They open up a lot more opportunities and give you a better chance to understand the world from a different perspective. My experience in France has been lovely. Actually, as of this month, I've now lived in Toulouse, France for 4 years. It's not like in the USA, for example, where to leave my state, you can travel 3 hours in any direction and you've just now left. Here, I can go every direction and be in Italy, the Netherlands, Spain, wherever you would like to be, and it's not expensive. It's at your fingertip. So I will say the food probably. Aligo is the best food to ever exist, so I would say that. But honestly, also the people are very friendly. I've never lived in such a vibrant city. The feeling, the vibe, as they like to say, around Toulouse is very good. It's very wholesome. You can really find yourself here and have a good time. No. And what surprised me the most, to be honest with you, there was a lot of culture shock when I first moved here. I did want to live in France for a long time, but didn't think it would be as quickly as I wanted. So whenever I did actually first move here, it was hard for me to do many simple things. We can say that I ate at McDonald's for the first 2 days just so I could actually get by on getting food and things like that. I wasn't the best. So I mean, I would say the overall culture shock was there. The language obviously is a barrier. So I would say, yeah, just kind of becoming acclimated to your new surroundings. There's no one specific thing, but that was a bit difficult. But fortunately, a lot of people here, especially the younger people, will be helpful in speaking English and helping. Like if they see you holding a map, a lot of people will try to help you. So. Very honest with you, I think there's no real good comparison. I think the education system over here, be it in France, be it in Ireland, where I said I went, I think the education system over here is outstandingly better. I think there's far more, it's more rigorous. You have a better chance to push yourself if you want to actually be able to learn more and have a better outcome for your future over here. The same thing exists in the US, you know, if you work hard enough, you can do anything anywhere, I believe. But I do believe over here that the structure's better, the material's better, how they go about giving you the material and helping you take it in. To me, it's just, there's a lot more opportunity over here with how rigorous it can be in a good way. I was in the D2M program with TBS Education, and the networking I was able to do. As I just mentioned, obviously the courses were good, the learning material was amazing, but the people that were brought in, that we were allowed to meet, that helped us to be able to get internships, that then became jobs and things like this. LinkedIn was never so important to me. It became like a new Facebook, like when I was 17, except for the old version of me. It was outstanding, the amount of people that I've been able to meet from huge companies. McKinsey, PwC, all these different people, things that we're trying to get work in. That was to me the biggest key, as I've never had the ability to network like I did with TBS Education. That was huge. you you like to travel, and if you're trying to go have a good opportunity to make your life be a bit better, and to also, as I said earlier, be able to travel quite easily and see tons of different amazing things, I mean, there's beyond 10. Come try it. It's definitely worth it. Absolutely. That was actually going to be the first part of my answer. That was huge. Obviously for me at the time, the fact I could take language or classes in the English language, that was obviously necessary for me, as I still don't understand French that well, hence the English. That was a huge advantage. And then once again, I would say the networking, as I mentioned, the networking was huge, and the staff. The staff here are more than helpful. I can't say enough about them. The friendliness of the staff here was huge, and their capabilities and their willingness to actually want to help you. Those things were all crucial to me. But of course, the triple accreditation, you know, that's going to be what's on your resume and stuff after you get a diploma. So of course, that's going to be crucial for you. But also, especially with my program outside of the triple accreditation, was the ability to take other certificates and licenses that are, you know, at the top of their field right now, that also help you, that go onto your CV, that also make you stand out. So it's really just the ability for them to help you stand out and look different. You know, I looked like a zookeeper who had no business in the field I'm currently in. After coming here, I actually look like I might be a professional. So that's thanks to TBS Education. Being like a zookeeper to being a data analyst is not really the same thing, are they? What motivated me the most was I saw that there was a big opportunity to actually make a legitimate jump into this new career path with the help of the surroundings here at TBS Education. Some of the staff has more fun than we do. The staff is just as fun as your fellow students will be, so you can have fun with each other in and outside of the class. Not everything has to be so serious. In fact, even though I was one of the more serious people in my class, I was also one of the less serious as well. So you can have a great time while also greatly impacting your future in a positive way for career work and things like this. Like, it's not, I make it sound like it's rigorous, but it's also very fun. You can have, there's some good fun to be had. Networking again, or life-changing, because for me personally it was absolutely life-changing. I would still be working in a different field. I probably wouldn't live in France anymore. It's helped me be able to keep my visa, being a student, and then also being able to find work after my studies. So I mean, life-changing, absolutely life-changing. I would be living in Arkansas, but instead I live in the south of France. I'm close to the Mediterranean and the ocean. I can go get on a plane to Italy later if I want. Life-changing. TBS Education made all of that possible for me. There's a lot of different professors we have, and many of them, the majority of them, are very distinguished individuals in their respective fields. There's one in particular, there's more than one, but there's one in particular I'm thinking of right now, there's several, who are very well published. And they're well published year in and year out, which shows how hard they work and how dedicated they are. And yet these are also some of the nicest professors that would come into the class and give you any amount of time you need to help you succeed. That was really inspiring to me, to see how successful they could be and also still want to be able to help everyone around them if they can. So for me, that was really something important to take a note of. Tips, I would say just be open. I'm usually a very nervous individual, but try not to be if I can hide it. Be very open, allow yourself to be a part of new experiences. Have the fun, like I said, but also study. Like, if you don't study hard and try to apply yourself, it's not gonna matter. You could be at the best school in the world. You have to be a part of it too. So still study hard, just as much hard work as there is fun. Show up to class every day. In my program, we had a thing called Cafe Exchange each Thursday, where, as I mentioned, some of the professionals from earlier would come in and talk to us. They'd explain their job. They would explain how to get a job with them. And sometimes there wouldn't be a lot of people there, and that's one of the small things. It's the easiest thing they've ever asked me to do at TBS Education is to just show up And by showing up half the time, that led to so many more opportunities than anything else I personally did, just by having been there and sitting down. So show up, speak up. Innovation. I mean, to me, there's always something new we were learning, especially when it comes with regards to the technology and the course that I was in. So they always kept us up to date with what we were doing, and for me it was all new at the time, so it was kind of just the whirlwind of new things at all times, but they helped me kind of navigate that storm, if you will. So for the courses, I think it was just the ability to actually stay up to date with what's currently going on in the actual world around us. Student life wise, very vibrant, willing to help each other, and again, another thing that I don't think I've mentioned is the diverseness of the course. All of my friends now come from Lebanon, India, everywhere. I'm not going to go through the entire world here on this, but they come from everywhere, and to me that's great because you get to all these new perspectives. I've always had many friends from different countries, but here it just added to that. So my cultural knowledge got to expand, and I found that to also be a huge deal for me. To be honest with you, I had to dip into some savings money, first and foremost. I didn't use a lot of money when I lived back home, so I was able to save a lot, and then I spent a lot of it going to Ireland to study, and then I had to essentially do the same thing. So depending on your own personal situation, some people will be able to have some family members help them, which they're always happy to help you get an education, I imagine. Some people will have some savings that they can dip into. There is also the possibility, which I didn't do it this way, I do some stock market stuff, so that does help me be able to pay for a lot of different things, as I do dabble in stock market, and then of course with crypto, that's also a part of my financial background. But you also have the ability to work here, and it may not seem like a lot, but for instance, if you can afford, say, the tuition and then a bit of rent, just working like the 20 hours a week or something, doing something fun, allows for new opportunities, and then you can also add some more financial gains to be able to go do fun things, like I said, which is travel. And as I mentioned, traveling over here is cheap. Buy a ticket a month early, it might be a 20-euro ticket, and you find yourself in Italy or Amsterdam or anywhere. So I would imagine you're probably going to have to dip into savings, depending. I mean, it's all relative, right? So it depends on everyone's personal background. But for me, it was savings and then stock market money. There are ways around, which I'm sure the people that would hear this would know. I believe it's called CAF, which will help you in certain areas. I never really applied, which I possibly could have, just because of my income from the stock market thing that I suggested earlier. I don't believe I would have gotten much help from CAF. So, but there are ways, such as CAF and then other resources, that do make things a lot easier. Health insurance is free. That's different, so that should be a huge plus for people from America. I believe I'll be able to make my money back more quickly in France than I will in America, because of the amount of education I'm actually getting here. Also, if you want to go do what I did in America, you're going to pay 4 times as much money doing it, and you're going to get 4 times less the education, in my opinion. And that also, of course, depends on what college in the USA. It's not everything's uniform. So I mean, for me, you get more value for your dollar that you're paying, if done right. And then, like I said, you'll get more out of it. So to me, that's the most crucial aspect of it. The money's, to me, more worth it. I honestly haven't tried. So this is now my 5th year living in Europe, my 4th year in France. Would it be easier for me to go back home and get a job now? Yes, absolutely, completely. French degree will let you do things in France and America. American degree just lets you do things in America. So I kind of like the degrees I have, yeah. Honestly, just to be able to live a comfortable life, and then to also try to make the lives of those around me more comfortable too, if at all possible, with my profession. So as that currently stands, I'm not changing a lot of people's lives being a financial analyst with what I currently do. but it does give me the ability to have a bit more free time to do certain volunteer type works that are nice to do. For example, like cleanup projects. I like helping with the cleanup stuff because as you see, there's trash everywhere all over the world. So it's just to be better than I was yesterday. So that things like going to school, things like coming to do something like this, like if you can help in any way, just trying to do better than you did yesterday. If my inspiration was a person, another terrible answer would be Elon Musk. I mean, he's taking us to space, right? So, no, and it's not even really him. It's just the general idea of progression. What inspires me is progression, like healthy progression. Help yourself progress, help those around you progress. And not off the top of my head, honestly. Once again, anything George Orwell ever put in a book is my favorite quote.